Hey everybody, welcome to the Damsels in Debate podcast. I'm your host Tina.
I'm your co-host Vanessa.
Yay. So this is our last episode before Christmas then.
Yay!
Yeah.
Double yay.
It's here like next in a couple days.
Yeah.
Like the day after tomorrow
Crazy.
is Christmas Eve. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
I still have stuff to wrap. I meant wrap.
Oh, and pack. Yeah, like we wrap and pack into the car.
Oh yeah. See? So there we go.
That's
That's
okay.
right. Oh boy. All right. So anyway, moving on to actual movie stuff here. I was able to actually go see two new movies this week.
New movies.
Yeah, not one but two. I think what was the last thing I saw in the theater before these two? I think was Catching Fire. Yeah. So it's been almost like a month.
Oh my god!
I know. That's
You got
what
the
am I
shakes
doing?
from movie withdrawals.
I need my movie theater fix. But the first one I saw this week was on Monday. I saw American Hustle, which I was very interested in seeing this movie. I thought it looked pretty good. I liked all the actors. The guy who directed it, he's done some good movies. David O. Russell, he's done The Fighter, which I haven't seen, but I heard it's good. And he did Silver Linings Playbook and Three Kings. And yeah, he's a good director. And the cast looked really good in this one, I thought, too. So anyway, that being said, I did like the movie. But I was expecting to like it a little bit more. I thought it dragged a little in a few parts, like the storyline. And it was a good storyline, but I felt like there were some like fillers or something in parts there. So, and it was about 2 hours and 15 minutes. So, I just felt like maybe they should have trimmed it down to maybe like an hour and 50 minutes or something. I don't know. And then, these are all just my opinions and stuff. And, well, I'm probably not going to spoil anything, but let me just go ahead and say we're going to do spoilers for everything here just in case. Do you plan on seeing this movie?
Not in theaters.
Yeah.
I'm not like that excited to see it in theaters. Like definitely when it comes out, I'll rent it and stuff. But if you talk about it now, I'll probably forget.
Yeah.
By the time it comes out.
I mean,
so.
there's no real, there's no real big twists or turns in
Yeah.
the movie or anything. But there's like half the cast of Silver Linings Playbook is in this movie, and all the actors did a really good job. That it totally looked like it was out of the 70s. The music was great, and the hair and the outfits and stuff. So everything looked really good. And I didn't really like feel for anybody in the movie except for Jeremy Renner's character, because he's kind of just like a person that just gets caught up in like this bad thing that's happening, basically. And you feel kind of bad for him in certain parts. But I didn't really, I don't know. I thought I was going to be more into it.
Aw, especially Jennifer Lawrence and everything.
Yeah, and she was, and all the actors were great. Like everything was good. It just, I don't know. I was just expecting a little bit more.
You almost reached it.
Yeah. And I think it was because the storyline was kind of like, okay, we'll see where this goes. I don't know, but I mean, I think it's getting really great reviews, and it's got like 1 million Golden Globe nominations, so don't take my opinion to heart. Yeah. And it might be one of those movies where it's better on the second viewing, but I think for whatever reason, I was just expecting a little bit more, so maybe that's why. And again, it's not a bad movie, but I was just expecting a little bit more. So anyway, that was the first one I saw, and then on Tuesday or Wednesday, I saw The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, and that is actually directed by Ben Stiller. I mean, he stars in it, obviously, but yeah, he directed it too. Also. I didn't know that until the credits rolled. And it's based on a book, which I now have the book, and it's an audiobook, but I haven't started listening to it yet, so I have no comparison at all. This is a very pretty movie. Like they do a lot of stuff on location, and you can tell, and it looks gorgeous, and there's a bunch of special effects in it, and it looks really good. It's like a feel good movie, so I wouldn't say it's very it's not very heavy. And it's cute. It sounds kind of weird because I actually enjoyed this movie a little bit more than American Hustle, but I guess that's because I was really expecting to really like American Hustle, and this one I was just kind of like, oh, that looks cute, whatever.
Always goes back to like The Conjuring,
Yeah. Which I wasn't trying to get my hopes up. I just, for whatever, I think it's because of the cast and the director and like the general look of the movie. I was really expecting to really like American Hustle.
Oh.
But, you know, it's fine. I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Walter Mitty was cute. There were some parts I definitely laughed at. Even this one, too, I think it lagged a little bit in certain parts. It's like, okay, you know, come on, let's go. What happens next? But it was cute. And I was really worried that it was going to have like a crap ending. Like where, oh, it's all in his head, or you know, oh, here's the big reveal, and then you just see his reaction. You don't see what, you know, they're revealing. You know, I hate when they do that.
And he was dead the whole time.
Yeah, something stupid like that. Yeah, I don't like those. There's very few instances where I'm like, oh, wow, you know, you really got me there. But when they just do it for, you know, just to get you, that kind of gets on my nerves. But no, it had a good ending, and yeah, it was cute. It's not something I'd say you have to go see in the theater, but if you see it, I think you'd like it.
Was Kristen Wiig cute in it?
Yeah, she's not really in it all that much, actually. Okay. Shirley MacLaine is in it, actually. I haven't seen her in a while. She plays his mother. And do you know who is it Adam Scott? I think it's Adam Scott. Do you know who that is?
I think so, but the first thing that pops in my head is it's my dad's fault. But I think of it because there's a golfer named Adam Scott that just won something.
He's Will Ferrell's brother in Step Brothers. That guy.
Oh, that guy. Okay, yep.
Yeah, he's in this, and he plays such a douchebag. Yeah, in this one, he plays. Oh, God,
plays
he's
a
horrible.
good douchebag.
Yeah. He's on Parks and Recreation. I think he's hilarious. But yeah, in this one, he was terrible. I hated him in this movie.
And you just made me thinking, like, punch me in my face. Go ahead. And he gets punched.
Yeah. So yeah, he's in there too. He's good. Kristen Wiig she's good in it, but she doesn't really have a very big role. Sean Penn's in it, but again, his role's pretty small. So. This movie has a lot of product placement in it, though. Oh. It was kind of weird. Like, it was Papa John's and eHarmony, like, paid for this movie. It was just, like, really, really apparent.
What, like in the Truman Show?
Yeah, it was. Or that whole little segment in, I think it's the first Wayne's World movie. Did you ever see that?
Nope.
Oh, no. Well, there's this part where they're talking about... There's this part where they're, like, going on about product... Or selling out. They're going on about selling out. And he's, like... He opens up a can of Coke, and he's, like, got the label, you know, perfectly, you know, showing at the screen. And he takes a sip, and he looks at the camera, and he's like, oh, now I feel better. And, you know, just stuff like that. It's funny. But, yeah, I don't know what was going on with the product placement, but it was laid on a bit thick in this movie. But yeah, it was cute. I enjoyed it. So yeah, those are the two movies I saw in the theater. I found out at the last minute, so I couldn't go, and I really, really wanted to. But they also had a screening of Wolf of Wall Street. Oh. But I had to work, so there's no way I could go. But I really wanted to. I hear it's good. And for it being 3 hours long and people saying it's good, it's pretty surprising. 3 hours, I mean... Goodness gracious.
Like, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, can you pause it so we can all have a bathroom break?
Yeah. Can we get an intermission, please?
Yeah.
But yeah, here it's good. So I'll try to see that maybe when that one comes out on Christmas Day, I think. So we shall see. But anyway, those are the new releases. So what did you have from your queue this week?
I had, I think I said something totally different last week, but I hadn't gotten around to... acquiring what was that movie? It's a Wonderful Life. So I ended up watching Jack Frost and Elf.
Okay, now I haven't seen Jack Frost, but I love Elf. So
well, I'll start with Jack Frost. That's the first one that I watched. It has Michael Keaton in it, and the basic... It's a supernatural kind of Christmas movie, you know, which I've seen those before, like, the power of the Santa Claus or something like that. But
a lot of holiday movies have that.
Yeah, but the thing is with this is that it really, for me, was not believable at all. Like, normally you'd be like, it's the magic of Santa, it's the magic of Jesus or something like that. But no, like they didn't even
so now it's explain. The kid's dad dies.
Yeah, a brief summary. What happens is that his dad is a musician. I wanted to say magician. I'm like, no, that's not it. Musician that is on the road a lot, but he like comes back and spends a little time with his kid, but he ends up missing like the kid's hockey game, and then he has to, like, he has a chance of being signed, but he has to go on Christmas Eve, and so kids mad at him and stuff. But then he changes his mind on the way up there and decides, oh, hey, I'm gonna, you know what, I have a great family, I'm gonna go see them. Ends up like wrecking and dying. Like, and they just show him like going over the edge, and that's it.
Oh,
so that's the first thing I was mad about. I was like, well, he's not that bad of a dad. Yeah, like they made it seem like he was such an awful dad and wasn't the first kid. He missed his game, blah blah blah. But they never explain how this whole magic happened, because before this whole event happened, the dad had given his son, like, oh, this is a harmonica I bought when you were born. It's magic. You know, the kid's like, it's not magic. Like, oh, yeah, it's magic. If you play it, I can hear it. And so a year after the dad's accident, the kid is like missing his dad, blah, blah. The kid looks totally the same. Everyone's hair is the same, but whatever. So the kid like builds a snowman and puts his dad's like scarf and his hat, and then like and then leaves and goes to the room and plays the harmonica, and all of a sudden the dad gets reincarnated into the snowman. Right. Okay. And you know, like, okay, his dad said it was a magic harmonica, so all of a sudden it is a magic harmonica. I guess it is. And they don't really say that it's like, oh, it's a magic of Christmas or whatever. It's just kind of like a weird.
He found that harmonica in the Bermuda Triangle. Yeah.
And another thing that was weird is that, I think it was an older movie. I think it was like 2000 or something like that. But the effects were not that good with the whole snowman thing. And then there was a lot of hidden, like, I thought this was supposed to be like a kid's movie. There's a lot of hidden sexual jokes that are funny.
What's the movie rated?
You know, I don't remember. I think it was PG.
Oh, well.
You know, I didn't look.
A lot of innuendo going on.
Yeah, like something, you know, like he when he first realizes he's a snowman, he kind of looks down and realizes he doesn't have a certain part anymore. He's like, oh, no. And then he talks about, like, because the snowman is made up of 3 snowballs, and he makes a lot of jokes about his balls, basically. And it's because the third one on the bottom is big, and he's like, oh, you know, it's nice having a big butt, you know. And so it's just like, all right, you know.
Well, it might have been rated PG-13 then.
Maybe, yeah. I have to look it up.
Wow, that's fine.
But I really like. I wanted to turn it off because I was just wow. You know, like, I'll just put up with it, and it was like cute at the end. But then he's like, "Oh, you have to let me go," and so the kid decided to let him go, and all of a sudden he just dissolves away, and it's just like, okay.
So he was just there for a couple days to hang out.
Yeah, like to make, like, in the summary it said to make up. Yeah, his unfinished business, like his lost time with his kid. Like, he had never been able to teach his kid the slap shot in hockey, so he was able to do that as a snowman and teach him how to play hockey. And then, like, he just spent a little time with him, and yeah. It just seemed kind of pointless, really. Like, you came back to teach your kid and spend a little time with your kid, basically. I guess to close up, like, 'cause this kid was still, like, upset over his dad not being there.
Closure, I guess.
I don't know, but it just, I didn't really care for it. And normally I like these sweet movies.
Yeah, you know, that's like, why it's kind of funny.
No. Michael Keaton, I don't know if that's his singing voice at the beginning, but it has a pretty decent singing voice.
Oh, really?
He's singing like some rock song, like Christmas rock song at the beginning of the film. I was like, oh, that's pretty nice.
I've never heard him sing, so I don't know if he's like, I don't know, got a musical background or whatever. I like Michael Keaton though.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't actually his when he was doing the voice of the snowman, like that, it wasn't bad. Like his quips and stuff that he's saying, like the jokes and stuff were funny, but it's just like, that doesn't seem very appropriate. But it was definitely, he acted well in it. Okay. You know, I'll give him that. But
but yeah.
Oh, that's another thing. Like, he got even, like, he helped his kid get even in the snowball fight, and he was like an awesome snowman with his bully or something. I don't know. It's just, I just didn't understand, like, how this magic happened. Like, they didn't give it any other than, like, the dad said, oh, this is magic, and ended up being magic. You know, yeah. And then I just, like, thought it was pointless. Like, he just spent a little time, and that was it. Like, yeah, it's important to spend time with your kid. But
yeah. It's, well, he was, I guess, a ghost floating around the house. And he had his unfinished business. So that's why he wasn't completely gone. And I don't know, like you said, the harmonica, I guess, was, I don't know. But okay, I find that very funny that you didn't really like the movie, though.
Yeah. Didn't care for it.
Well, on the other hand, what did you think of Elf?
Elf was cute. Yeah. But it wasn't as funny as I was really expecting expecting it to be. I was expecting it to be like a Step Brothers, Will Ferrell kind of movie. But this was this was definitely PG. I remember seeing it on there. This was definitely for kids.
Yes.
Now, don't get me wrong. I really burst out laughing at a number of different scenes, but I was expecting it throughout. Like, the first part that I really cracked up laughing was when he's talking to Santa about his dad. He's like, "Oh, buddy, I should let you know that he's on the naughty list." He's like, "No!" Freaks out.
Yeah.
And then what was the other part? Like, when the Santa comes to the department store and he's like, "He's a fake," and he's like, "Don't believe him. He's a dirty liar." It's like, "You disgust me." He's just
you sit on the throne of lies.
Yeah, like that. I was laughing about.
I love when he's like, "Santa!" and the guy's like, "Whoa, calm down."
Like, he's just super excited. It's kind of funny that Will Ferrell is really good at like getting that childlike demeanor, and that's what makes it funny. Like with Step Brothers and stuff.
Right,
how he
exactly.
like is the I don't know, the personality
man-child.
of an 8-year-old. Yeah, like a man-child. That's what's funny. I didn't know that. How do you say her name? Zoe Deschanel has such a nice singing voice.
Yeah, she's actually has an album out and stuff. Yeah,
did not know that at all. And like my sister and I were talking about how she has like one of those old-fashioned voices, like Billie Holiday and stuff. It's like nice.
What's her name? Scarlett Johansson kind of sounds similar too, like an old sounding singer.
Yeah. But yeah, this movie did, like, I was hoping to be as funny as Step Brothers, but it definitely reminded me of Step Brothers and the whole, like I said, the personality. But also, like, the mom from Step Brothers was the mom in this.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, she was in that. And what was funny is when I was, because I recognized some of the actors, like, boy, the guy who plays Santa looks familiar, and then his dad looks familiar. So I was looking it up, and they had some news from like yesterday saying that Will Ferrell adamantly says will not make Elf 2. So I guess they were asking him to make an Elf 2. And he said like, no, definitely not.
Well, they shouldn't. I hate when they
don't need to.
They don't need to. It's fine. Leave it. It's a cute, perfect little holiday movie.
Yeah, it was a cute Christmas movie. Yeah, and I definitely laughed. I'm like, oh, okay, that was cute. So I definitely won't like. Like, it sounded like Harry.
I didn't even think to like tell you that it wasn't. It's like definitely not an R-rated movie or anything. It's a family movie. But yeah, I guess I could see where if you're going into it thinking like I went into the internship thinking that was going to be like Wedding Crashers. And it's not at all. So I was like no.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one part where he's walking across the street and the cab hits him.
Yeah.
That part cracked me
up.
Whoa.
He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, and then when he was eating the gum off the thing.
Like,
oh, God.
That was so gross.
I was just cringing.
And the syrup all the time with the syrup on all his food and stuff.
That? I guess elves like to eat sugary things.
Well, it makes sense, I guess, because they're cookies and all that kind of crap. And then I like the little characters up at the North Pole. Like I think there was like a little penguin that he was talking to.
Oh, yeah. And then the guy, the snowman from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I was like, hey, I know him.
And then the whale or whatever came up out of the water. He's like, bye, buddy.
And they made it like look scary or something like that. Like, thanks, Narwhal, or whatever he said.
Yeah, I like that movie. I started watching it the other day, but then I fell asleep watching it, so I didn't finish it. But it's a really cute one, I think.
I was also laughing at the mailroom scene, too, when he was like making friends with the one guy, and then he like pours the alcohol thinking it's maple syrup or something like that.
And he jumps into the tree.
Yeah. Like, I'll get it. Like, how are we going to get this line up there?
Wait, damn it. I was going to say, the same guy who directed Iron Man directed that movie.
Okay.
Just for your knowledge there. Nothing really
That's
to go
totally
with that.
Different. Yeah.
Yeah, just out of left field, but just figured I'd let you know.
But yeah, it was cute. I liked it. I liked it better than Jack Frost, that's for sure.
Yeah, apparently. Good. Glad you liked it. So we're not entirely sure what we're going to be doing with next week because of the holiday, and both of us are going to be, going quite a distance from our respective homes. So I'm not sure what we're going to be doing next week for our podcast. So we're going to go ahead and pick 2 movies for our cues, just in case, we can't figure out anything or whatever. So, let's see. That being said, I'm going to go with Our Idiot Brother. This movie, I really like the cast, so I'm interested in seeing it. And then my other movie is going to be End of Watch. I've been meaning to watch this movie for quite a while because I kind of wanted to see it in the theater, but I didn't. And whatever, now it's on Netflix, so I'm going to check it out. And then maybe if I have time or if I'm in a real Christmassy kind of mood, I'll try to watch some old Christmas movie because most of the newer ones I've seen. And from your review, I don't think I need to rush out and see Jack Frost. Nope.
I really wouldn't don't waste 2 hours on that or whatever it was.
Okay.
I can see where like a 5-year-old will be entertained by it, with the snowman walking around and stuff. But yeah,
I feel like it must have been when I was younger. I was like babysitting or something, and the kids like started watching it, but then they got bored and we did something else. Like, because I remember seeing
them for getting bored.
Yeah, I remember seeing like the beginning of it or something. So, but anyway, okay. So yeah, for me, Our Idiot Brother and End of Watch, and maybe some other Christmas movie that I haven't seen. Anyway, what did you want to watch?
I was going to watch The Family Stone.
I love The Family Stone.
You said you cry at that every time, right?
I get where the tears well up. I don't fully cry, but they missed up a bit. Yeah. Because I'm a baby.
So that'll be like the sad one or whatever.
No, it's not
the part
sad.
where I cry at or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking the other one would be I'll Be Home for Christmas with Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Oh, boy.
I saw that
You're
on
in
Netflix.
for a treat.
Yeah. So like, that looks like a funny movie.
Ooh, yeah, that's not a very good movie, I'll be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Saw that quite a while ago. But okay, so Family Stone and I'll Be Home for Christmas.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so moving on. Wait, did you have another movie or was that it?
I had 2 regular movies and you had Prancer too.
Right. Oh, well, okay, let me do Prancer then, because
Okay.
that's a holiday movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so I watched Prancer, and this came out in 1989. It's a family movie, and it's very, very adorable.
Uh-huh.
I actually had Vanessa watch it with me. Well, it was her movie anyway. But, no, it was very cute. The little girl, I don't know the actress's name or anything, but she was very cute and adorable and stuff. And it was very good acting between her, like the relationship between her and her father, played by Sam Elliott. That was good. I thought I was feeling that. I was believing it. And then her little friend, I noticed right as soon as I saw her, is Lex from Jurassic Park.
Yep.
And she's like a little kid. And I'm like, oh, it's little Lex.
And I never knew that. Like, I never noticed that.
Yeah.
Like, that's funny.
And yeah, I mean, it's a kids movie and all that stuff, but I actually enjoyed it though, because some kids movies you're just like, oh, this is terrible. But and that's always funny when you watch a movie that you loved as a child and then you watch it as an adult and you're like, oh my god, this is like, what was Charlotte's Web? There was an animated Charlotte's Web movie.
I have that on DVD.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Love that movie.
Have you watched it recently, though?
Not recently, but I have watched it as an adult, and I still cry at the end of that
Oh,
movie.
my God. I played that tape out when I was little. And then it came on like HBO or something one day, and I was like, oh, I used to love this. And I was watching it, and I had to stop because Wilbur is so freaking annoying.
Oh, yeah, he is pretty whiny. Yeah.
Oh, my God. I was getting like a headache from it. So I was like,
breathe the beautiful air and lie in the beautiful sun.
Charlotte. It's so annoying. And yeah, I definitely played that movie out when I was little. So, But yeah, that's always funny when you find a movie that you loved as a kid and then as an adult you're like, ooh, boy.
No, I still like that movie. I know he's whiny, but I still like that movie.
I mean, it's like good, but he's too much. That'll be something for you to find. Like, you have to find a kid's movie that you loved as a child, and then you watch it now and you're just like, what was I thinking? Or just to see it from an adult's perspective. But no, Prancer was cute. I enjoyed this movie. I felt like Cloris Leachman's character was a little
over the
unnecessary.
Top,
yeah, she was a little over the top, but it kind of, I don't know, just felt a little unnecessary. But no, it was cute. I enjoyed it. Glad I saw it. Finally, it's a Christmas movie that I haven't seen, so that was good.
What was funny is I'm still like over here, eyes like brimming with tears over because, well, I mean, just seeing Sam Elliott, especially such a gruff guy, like seeing him cry at the end, I was just like, oh my god. Yeah. Yes.
We're watching the movie, and the little sad part happened, and I asked you, I forget what I asked you something. And you answered me, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then at the end of the movie, you were like, oh, man, I was crying. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I was trying to cover it, so I wasn't like, this movie was made. And
yeah, well, you did a good job, because I had no idea. So that was good work there.
Yeah.
I just thought of another Christmas movie I haven't watched this year. I've watched almost like all my Christmas movies. So
yeah.
Doing good. But have you ever seen The Santa Claus with Tim Allen?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I love that movie.
Yeah. I did see the second one, and I can't actually remember anything from it, so I think it was terrible. But the first movie's great.
Yeah. There's 3 movies out for that, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen 2 or 3. I've only seen
I know one of them has Martin Short, and he's playing like Jack Frost or
Yeah.
something. And Aisha Tyler is in one of them too.
Huh.
But nah.
Nah.
That's one of those movies. The 2 and 3 don't exist.
I think it was really funny though about Prancer how you notice right away when there's the scene where the reindeer is in the house. And he walks by the TV and you definitely see the
Cameraman.
videographer. Yeah, the cameraman sitting right there in the reflection of the TV. I'm like, oh, that's
dude,
awful.
Yeah, do that on an angle. You gotta watch that.
Yeah, that was
like
bad.
mirrors. Yeah, you gotta be careful.
Never noticed that as a kid, obviously.
Right.
But then you like right away like, oh my God, that's so obvious.
There's another movie that The Abyss. Have you ever seen The Abyss?
Nope.
That's a very good movie. It's very long though, but it's a good one. But anyway, there's a part where somebody they're trying to make somebody revive somebody, and the guy slaps her face to get a reaction or something, and she's just laying there and her eyes are open, and then when she gets smacked, you can see her shut her eyes and like brace for impact, but it's like really obvious because it's just a close up of her face. And I remember thinking, I'm like, how did nobody catch this when they were filming it and editing and stuff? Because it's like, she like totally closes her eyes and she's supposed to be like completely unconscious.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, so yeah, she's supposed to be unresponsive and
yes.
she's like bracing herself.
Yeah, so it's really bad.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that like is glowing now every time I watch, not that I watch that movie all that often, but you know what I mean? So yeah, now every time you watch Prancer, you're gonna notice the TV.
Well, that and that moon.
Yeah,
that quite realistic moon. That
like,
looks
cardboard.
Like yeah, like what? And I'm guessing it's because we were viewing it on like a huge, like widescreen, and like it was DVD. Like I watched it on VHS on a small TV.
Exactly. So you're not gonna notice that kind of stuff. But yeah, so those were that was it for me. I think I watched Friends with Benefits last night, which I think is a cute movie, but I already saw that, so I'm not really going to talk about it too much. But what else you got?
I saw Two Guns and Elysium.
Oh, and see, these were 2 of my summer movies that I saw.
Yeah.
So what did you think? Yeah, getting through the summer movies.
Two Guns was hard for me to follow, what was going on, because they had the thing like, and then like an hour earlier, and then like just trying to figure out like who's who, and then I was like, because I was watching with Raina, and Raina had seen it in theaters, but she didn't really remember. I was like, wait, so he's a cop and he's not, or are they both cops? And she's like, well, just watch the movie. I'm like, well, this is confusing me. You know?
Yeah.
I did love the banter between Mark Wahlberg and Denzel Washington.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
They make a good pair. Like, especially Mark Wahlberg was really cracking me up. The stuff he was doing, this whole wink thing that he was doing.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that Paula Patton was in it. It was in the movie. But once I saw her character and stuff, I'm like, oh, she's in on it. Like I knew that she was in on something. Like there's something weird about it. But what a gorgeous woman.
I know. Yeah. I think she's like one of the most beautiful people ever.
And Ray's saying like, she did this after she just had a kid too. I'm like, really? And I'm just like,
really
getting a lady crush on this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. I think she's beautiful.
And I love her voice too. Like she has a very distinct voice.
Yeah.
You can recognize. So
yeah, it's like a real soft, soothing kind of voice.
Yeah. And I also love Bill Paxton as the CIA agent. That was surprising. I didn't know he was in that.
That was actually one of the things that made me go see it, because I saw it with my father. He likes movies like that. And I was like, hey, Dad, there's a commercial for this movie. It's got Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg, which is a cool pairing. But it looks like Bill Paxton's playing a bad guy. He was like, oh, so when do you want to go? So we went and saw it, because I love Bill Paxton.
Yeah, I knew him mostly as Bill from Twister, and he was a good guy in that. So I was like, whoa. And then he was like this over the top guy with the, the Russian roulette and stuff.
Yeah.
So those scenes, I was like, oh God. But it was entertaining. It was just like,
Yeah, it didn't really do a whole lot for me.
Yeah.
It's another one where I was like, oh, you were almost there, but not really. The plot, like I can't really remember a whole lot about the movie, which doesn't speak well for it. Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah. So, but I was still entertained the whole time. I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. And the man candy is so.
Yeah, true.
I love Mark Wahlberg, so. My other movie was Elysium. And
right. Okay.
It was entertaining. You know, I was entertained the whole time. It did like run like, okay, come on, let's pick it up a little bit. But I definitely, because I remembered you when you talked about it, saying how you really did not like Jodie Foster in this movie, and I definitely agree with that. I know that we were supposed to be debating or stuff, but yeah, she had such a weird accent, and then her acting was like really robotic.
Stiff.
I mean, maybe that's how she was supposed to be as her character.
I guess, but it didn't work for me at all.
And the fact that she was like kind of the villain throughout it, and all of a sudden she just got killed off so suddenly. It's like, oh, okay. And then it turns out the other guy, like the half robot guy, whatever he was, I didn't even know what
District
he was. He was some
guy.
agent. Yeah, I did not like him as a bad guy at all. Like, he wasn't convincing.
I thought he didn't fit. He was almost comical. Like, he was like over the top. And this is more of a gritty, like realistic type movie.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I was entertained by it. I mean, I pointed out, because I watched this with Rob, and I said, like, you know, this kind of has like it's a similarity to like a healthcare thing. And he's like, oh, I think you're stretching. But I actually looked it up, and like people are talking crazy about it, saying how like, well, yeah, like because all these people are trying to get to Elysium just to get healthcare, whereas a lot of illegal immigrants are trying to get to the United States to get healthcare. Right. So I said, it reminds me of that, and it makes you kind of think about it too, you know?
Yeah, and all that is fine. Like, that's I don't have any problems with you know, that stuff, the, you know, correlations and stuff, but it's mine was just, I thought there was a lot of plot holes. Like, Elysium is so small, so if all these people get up there and use those healing whatever those are, tubs or whatever, you're gonna have some problems there. And then also they manufacture those things on Earth, so I'm like, why don't people just start revolting, you know? Like, it's there were like, and also it seems like those things, like, they were really cool and they fix like everything. Why not just have some of them down on Earth? Like, it just seemed too, like, it seemed stupid. Like, 'cause you need the people on Earth doing this stuff, but you're going to completely like neglect them and stuff. It seemed really unnecessary. So I don't know, like, stuff like a lot of things could have been easily avoided to me. Like, that's what I was getting from the storyline. And I didn't really both the villains I didn't care for at all. So I don't know.
I did know. I was like, hey, that's Diego Luna. And Rob's like, who? Like, his friend that ended up getting killed. I was like, he's from Dirty Dancing Havana Nights.
Oh, boy.
Well, because I remember when I watched that with Raina that she had a huge crush on him for like 2 weeks or something like that. Like, Diego Luna. And I was like, nah, he's not that cute. Yeah. But I was like, hey, that's Diego Luna. So I'll have to tell her that he's in this movie.
Let her know that he's in there.
I haven't seen him since Dirty Dancing Havana Nights.
Dirty Dancing Havana Nights.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like, because they made them citizens at the very end, and they were dispatching shuttles, so I didn't know if they were dispatching shuttles to go pick up these people or to go give them health care, like, on Earth. That's what I was confused about at the end.
Oh boy, I don't really remember.
Yeah. Sorry. Well, as soon as they changed it to like, detecting citizens of Elysium that need medical care, and then it just showed all these shuttles going to Earth. So, but they had like a little cross on them or something like that. So I think they were medical shuttles.
Right.
So okay. I think they were sending them to Earth. Like, well, why did they do that in the first place?
That's exactly. Like, this could have been easily avoided.
And what I really didn't like was that the fact that he was so like, he was throwing up and like falling over and stuff, and then they give him this like, you know, they attach a thing to him, and he's like kicking ass and stuff. And like I was thinking like, well, maybe it's because they gave him that medicine and it said like, oh, this will make you function normally for 5 days. So I'm like, okay, so that it's kind of like a drug that covers up this weakness and makes him feel normal.
Yeah,
I don't know, that was kind of like a plot hole to me too. It's just like, oh, now he's acting normal.
I know, I was I'm like, come on, when's he gonna start doing stuff? And exactly. So, I don't know. Like, I liked it. I thought it looked cool, but there were just some things that I just really detracted from the movie for me. And because I can't think of the guy's name, I'm sorry, but this is the guy who did District 9, which is really a fantastic movie. You should check that out. I think I have it, so you can borrow it.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a great movie. And then, you know, so going into the movie, you're like, oh yeah, this is going to be awesome. And then I saw it and I was just like, yeah, not quite there. You had some good story elements, but I think some of the plot really needed to be revised, or at least give me something that will fix this plot hole.
One thing,
the villains, I don't know.
I mean, I'm not good with like astronomy or science or anything, but I was trying to think like, okay, it's this round thing, and they have all the lands. Like, okay, how does that work with the orbit and gravity and stuff? Like, so you got this house up here that's upside down, and the house here.
Oh,
like,
I don't know.
Yeah,
that I was just like, well, it's the future, so I figured it out.
Like, I don't know how they did gravity with that.
I have no idea, but it's the future, so there's super technology.
It's the future, so let go.
Well, I mean, they got those things that can, fix like anything that's wrong with you. So
I was laughing at those robots that they're like, oh, what's in the bag? He's like hair care products, and he has like no hair,
Oh,
and then they break his arm because of insubordinance or whatever.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then the whole like talking to a robot, he's like, "Oh, I'd like to explain to you." He's like, "No, you violated parole," and it's like a robot, they say.
Oh,
okay. Like, no, I want to explain. Like, I cracked a joke. I didn't violate parole. It's like, yeah, that's. A lot of people's fear is like that we're all going to be replaced by, drones and stuff. Like, people saying like how all the video rental stores are gone and now it's replaced by Redbox, it's just a machine, and this, the self-checkouts are just machines. And then I heard something about banks that you have to use like this computerized teller, and if you like I think I listened on a Christopher Titus podcast where they're saying that like they're gonna say that if you want to talk to an actual bank person, they're gonna charge you $10 or something. It was
I'm not using that
weird.
bank then.
And then the whole thing with the Amazon drones that you buy something, you get delivered within 30 minutes. I'm like, what is going on?
Amazon drones.
Like, I don't know, that would fly with the
I don't know. I mean, yeah.
So anyway. But it, like I said, I was entertained by it. I just was confused at some parts, and then like, I don't like this guy at all.
Yeah,
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, I didn't like any of that. Yeah, it was okay, but
I didn't like love it.
No,
it's no Fifth Element.
No. So is that it for you for movies?
Yes, that's all my movies.
All right, yeah, me too. Now, I didn't really see a whole bunch of movie news. I know they do have the Golden Globe nominations out, and I have yet to actually look at them. I always find those interesting, but just because they have like a dramatic category, and then they also have a category for comedies and musicals, which is nice because the comedies, I mean, not so much musicals because there aren't that many, but comedies usually get overlooked. And Golden Globes are also television, too. So I'll check those out at some point, but hopefully they're good. And some casting news, which is like, I guess, big casting news, but for us who don't know, it's kind of weird. But I saw that Paul Rudd got cast as Ant-Man. So yay.
Don't know who Ant-Man is. Don't know what he did.
No, I mean, I know he's part of Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's part of Marvel now. I'm not even sure.
You're like,
Whoopsie-doodles. Yeah.
Throwing their iPod at them.
Gonna get some hate mail now. No, but I think he is. But I don't know. The name alone sounds kind of
like Ant-Man.
Yeah. I think he can make himself real small.
No idea what he does. I love Paul Rudd.
But yeah, exactly. I love Paul Rudd. So fine. Yeah, that's cool to hear. And then also I read today actually that Vin Diesel has been cast as some character called Groot in the Guardians of the Galaxy. Ooh. Which this sounds interesting. This movie sounds interesting. Again, I don't really know anything about it. I know it has to do with like aliens and stuff. There's only like one human, and that's Chris Pratt is playing that character. So I guess Vin Diesel won't really look like Vin Diesel. It'll probably just be all computer animated. But yeah, it should be interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then there's a couple trailers that came out too.
Yes.
I only saw 2 of these trailers because they were teasers, and the other 2 I didn't see. So 22 Jump Street. How does that look?
It looks funny, just like the first one. I'm trying to think. Like they showed a bunch of funny lines in there. I was like, oh, I hope it's not one of those trailers that they showed only the funny parts.
Yeah,
lame, but it basically it's the same movie except they're going to college instead of high school. So they had some like classic college jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like it'd be cute.
Okay.
Like,
when is that coming out? In summer?
I don't know.
Alrighty. Yeah. The first movie I remember thinking, I'm like, whatever. That looks like it might be funny, but not really. And then I saw it for free, and I was like, whoa, that was hilarious. So I'm hoping this one's hilarious, but comedies are really hard with sequels to match, So yeah, we'll see. But I'm interested in seeing that. But yeah, I didn't watch that trailer because it was a full-blown one. I did, however, see the teaser trailer for Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and that's coming out next July. And I can't wait to see this movie. This is another one. I hate that I do this. I don't want to, but I do have high hopes for this movie. I'm very excited to see it.
High hopes.
Yeah, I do. So I'm hoping it won't let me down because to me it looks good. And I surprisingly enjoyed the first movie a lot. So, and I know I'll watch it with you at some point, but we'll watch the first one. And then you'll be excited too.
I was like, a monkey movie. All right.
That's exactly what I was like. No, another one. Woo, okay. But yeah. Okay, now another Channing Tatum movie trailer, Jupiter Ascending. How did this one look? I know her name's in it too.
Yeah, Mila Kunis. Yes. That looked really interesting to me.
Really? I know it's something to do with space, and she's like a human but goes somewhere. Like, I don't know. That's all I know.
I don't want to give it away or anything. Like
no, but I mean, like, that's like, it's something
but yeah,
with
and then he comes to save her or something. Yeah, and I'm going to go into depth, but it looks interesting. And
the effects look good.
Yeah, and then they have, I was listening because I think it was this one. Yeah, it was this one that they had. I thought I was recognizing a voice. Like, where have I heard this voice? And they show him. It's Ned Stark.
Oh,
who's in this movie? I can't remember the guy's
Sean
name,
Bean.
but yeah. And he is a very recognizable voice and stuff. Like, oh, I know this guy.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
no, I'm interested in that one definitely. Like, I guess I'm just really into sci-fi. I finally found my niche. Like, I do like sci-fi movies.
Yeah, sci-fi movies are great.
Yeah.
I saw like a still from the trailer, and he looked like he had weird ears or something.
Yeah.
So
An elf.
yeah. Then I'm like, oh wait, no, there's like lasers and stuff. That's not an elf movie. And then the other teaser trailer was for the new Christopher Nolan movie called Interstellar. What did you think of that?
I have no idea what the movie's about.
Yeah, it's definitely
like,
a true teaser trailer.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting how they were showing all the different like real clips from our past and stuff. And like, I guess it's something to do with how we've halted our space exploration, and then all of a sudden like something will happen, I'm guessing, that makes us have to go back into space.
So, yeah, that's kind of what I was getting, but same thing. I'm like, I don't know what the hell that's about. What did I just watch?
Like, maybe I'll have to watch it again, but they showed like two people holding hands and looking up at this guy. So I was like,
I'm definitely interested because it's got something to do with space, and it's Christopher Nolan, and I don't remember who now, but there's some actors in it that I like. I can't remember who they were.
Check.
yeah, exactly. And he has a pool of actors that he seems to always pick from also. So, yeah, that'll be interesting too. So, yeah, good trailers then that came out. Well, yeah, I guess it's funny now. Our TV section's pretty small right now for the holidays. Like, the only thing I have for TV was Homeland, and I still haven't watched it. It came on a week ago, and I still haven't watched the finale of Homeland. So I'll get on it. Sorry, but yeah, that's really just it for me. What do you got going on for TV?
I watched a fair amount of Sons.
I'm
almost halfway through season 2.
Oh, okay, right.
So, and then I also watched Almost Human, but other than that, that's all I watched. I'll just get Almost Human out of the way. It's still like a really interesting show. Like it's still the same idea as Sleepy Hollow, in that there's like a crime of the week, you know, and then they solve it or whatever. But they make it more interesting than Sleepy Hollow does, and it makes more sense. But in this one, Michael Ealy's character, like they go to investigate something, and there's another Michael Ealy. I can't remember the guy's name in there, his character's name.
Adrian,
I think. Yeah.
Adrian? Yeah.
And there's another one there. So like, he's like, oh, let's take him with us. You know, we're meant to be cops, you know, but this guy, like, they made him a janitor or something.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, two Michael Ealys.
Wow.
and they made it's very seamless. Like, I'm not sure how they did it, if they did a green screen or whatever, but it's definitely good effects.
Okay.
And it was really funny, like the banter between them, and then poor Carl Urban has to like deal with the two of them, and just
oh boy, that
like,
sounds funny.
He's not coming with us. So yeah, I really enjoy that show, and like I said, I just love having seeing the good relationship between the two stars. So that always makes the show even better.
Yeah, they have
get along well,
good chemistry.
Yeah, exactly. So now with Sons.
on the other hand.
Yeah, I have like WTF written down as my first thing. Things are heating up with the League, I guess they're called. The League of White Power people, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Gemma is the only thing I can think of. Like, I hate, like, that's why I really did not love Pulp Fiction as much as everyone else does, because I hate, like, rape scenes, especially when they're graphic and stuff. I just don't like rape. I mean, nobody likes rape, but I just don't like seeing it portrayed in a movie. It's just like, you know, just don't, I don't want to see this. It's just awful. So, like, poor Gemma, you know, and then Clay ends up, like, he's being an asshole to Jax, you know.
Oh, God, the rift between them two, right?
And then I was just going, oh, snap, when, like, Jax, like, basically confronted him saying, like, I know you tried to kill some a club member behind the club's back and stuff, and then he's like, but I guess I have to live with it or something, and Clay's like, yeah, you do, and he's like and if you ever mention Donna or the incident again, I'll kill you. And I'm like, oh, God.
He is laying it all out on the table.
Yeah. And then in the most recent episode I just watched, how they had all parked their bikes in front of that cigar shop, whatever. And the one guy with a little tattoo on his neck had like come up and like,
Henry Rollins.
Yeah, and then someone had said like, oh, just don't do anything. But then he comes up and knocks over Jack's bike. I'm like, oh. I'm like freaking out, going, oh no!
Like, oh my God!
Like, a big brawl on the road. I'm definitely wondering when all these lies are going to surface, you know, like
there's a lot floating around.
Gemma covering up the whole rape thing, like, and then the whole thing with Donna's murder too. Yeah, because Opie is like on Clay's side, and like, oh, if you only knew, Clay is the one who ordered, you know, for you to get killed, and And this most recent episode at the end, it looks like Chips. His name Chips. Looks like he got killed. I'm like, oh no, I like this guy.
Yeah, I love Chips.
And what I hate about this is that because they just voted to not take any action because, oh, that's what they want. And then like, oh, if we had taken action right away, we wouldn't have been here. This wouldn't have happened or whatever. Like, now it's going to come back on Jax again.
Exactly.
Oh, and then the other thing, too, is like, oh, my God, them going in and taking out Otto's other eye.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, oh, no. That's awful.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that made me cringe.
Whew, yeah.
So this show, man, it's dark.
Yes, very.
That's why I was like, WTF. What's going on with this show?
Now, wait, hold on, because I think this is the first time you were talking about the show since you finished the finale for season 1. So what did you think about, you know, Donna getting killed and stuff?
That was, I didn't see that happening.
Yeah,
really. Like, but
horrible.
Definitely when, like, it's like, oh, yeah, I'll take, you know, you take the Cardinals. Because I think you were watching it with me, and I was like, oh, no.
No. Yeah.
No.
Yep, and nobody can answer their phones and all that kind of stuff.
It's just like, that was awful. I'm like, oh, what are the odds?
It was terrible.
And she had just, like, you know, they'd finally gotten good. Like, Donna and Opie, they were together, and she loved them, and she was helping with the club and stuff. I'm like,
they got their 2 little kids.
Yeah,
it was terrible. I will say, because like I said, season 2 is very, very good. And when I started watching the show, it was in the break between season 2 and season 3. So I caught up on the first 2 seasons and then watched the 3rd season when it came on. But the finale of season 2, I was like, oh my God, now I have to wait. Like, it was terrible. I think I only had to wait like a month or 2, but it was just like, no. So you'll be lucky to be able to just start season 3 right away, because you're going to do the same thing.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah, you're like, this isn't fair.
Oh, and I'm actually starting to get annoyed by Tara, like, because she keeps going back and forth, like, I don't know where my place is. I don't know where it should be. And then, like, oh, but I love you, Jackson. Like, oh, I don't know where. Like, you know, Tara, just shut up.
Yeah. Make a decision and stick with it.
I did love that whole getting even with that blonde bitch that was all over Jax and stuff.
And
then, like, I was like, what? You know, in Gemstown, they're like, just fight her or whatever. But no, she fought by just having, like, just hooking up with Jax in the bathroom.
Oh,
the girl.
God,
I was like, oh, that's epic. I was like, and
great.
I knew she was going to walk in, too. Like, you knew that was going to happen.
My hat's off to her, because, I can't stand that Ima girl. She's such a skank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like, oh man, I just want Gemma to, like, because she chickened out and couldn't shoot that guy. Probably because she heard him talking, like, about his kids and stuff, because she was about to shoot the guy with the tattoo that raped her and stuff.
Yeah.
But couldn't do it. So I'm like, oh, you know. And then she saw, like, that blonde girl and, like, ran after her, because I was like, I want to, like, usually I'm not so bloodthirsty, but I was like, I want her dead.
Well, her, because she had... She's a woman and she had a hand in that. She knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So how could you do that? So yeah,
that's what's so messed up about people.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah. Well, it's just like how I was about Game of Thrones. I'm like, oh, I never wanted somebody more dead than I do.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm kind of like how with you, like I gotta wait. Like I've just been waiting for the next season of Game of Thrones. It's killing me.
Yeah, I think we have to wait till April.
So, but yeah, Sons is definitely picking up. Like, you know, I still was able to like, okay, I'll watch this one episode, and so I'm not into where like I must watch another, you know. But I'm definitely like I'm liking the show.
Okay,
definitely.
good.
So, especially with this last episode of Chib's getting blown from the van, I was like, no.
Yeah, because he smacked his head real hard.
Yeah,
didn't he?
there was blood underneath his head.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh no.
He was one of my favorites. So yeah,
I did post short video clip of when they're going to see that one guy that they had killed his daughter's rapist or whatever.
The guy
for him.
who beat up Gail in Catching Fire.
Oh, that is him.
Yeah, it's Oswald.
That's why he looks so familiar.
Yeah.
Clear the square.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but they always like, what do you guys want? He's like, get off your high horse, because he was on a horse. That's why Clay's like, hey, that was a good one.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I love stupid jokes like
and
that.
And then, yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know, what do you call that? A pun or a play on words or I don't know.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so I love those too.
Yeah, they're pretty funny.
They have a lot of those like in The Naked Gun.
Yes,
so
definitely.
Like that. So, yeah. Definitely
Cool. Yay! Yeah, you're doing great. You're right on track.
Way.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, still don't listen to that episode I posted last week.
No, I won't.
But yeah, cool. What about, again, I don't have anything else to add for TV shows, but are you still reading? You were reading something last week. Are you still reading? What were you reading? Or you were going to start something. Weren't you some one of your...
Oh, I said like maybe I'd read like A Christmas Carol.
Oh, that's
like
it.
That.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Nah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. No, I started reading my... I just like, you know how many times I read these books, but I just started rereading the Black Dagger Brotherhood books again because I love the book so much. And like, and I posted on, well, no, I think that was on my page, but a little screenshot of one of those just lines that just cracked me up. How like, you know, he's vampire and she's human. And she's like pigging out because she's starving, and then she realizes like, oh man, he must think I'm such a pig, and he's like, oh, I love it, and she's like, you do? And he's like, yeah, nothing makes me happier than to see you like full and happy, you know. Right. Like, I'd like to see you fall asleep on your stool. And she's like, and then what would you do? He's like, well, I'd carry you to the bed, and I'd watch over you with a dagger in my hand. And she's thinking like, okay, this caveman thing should not be so attractive. But it's just the way it's written, it's so funny.
Oh, okay. That was all cool until he's gonna watch over me while I'm sleeping.
I know. That's what she's like. Okay, this caveman stuff should not be, but it is nice that he's gonna take care of her.
But yeah.
So cool. It has a lot of funny lines. Like J.R. Ward is so good at just mastery of writing.
I think I'll try to start those after I finish Krampus. I'm still reading that. The other day, my jury duty. I did not get picked for the case, so yay for that. Yeah, because I would have taken up all day Thursday and Friday, which would not have been good. No. But so I got to read a good chunk on Monday then when I was sitting in the stupid courthouse.
I remember you posting about how you felt like it was like a reaping.
It was. Oh my God. I'm like, no. And they call like 30 names at a time, and I missed the first couple of reapings, but of course I got called for the late one. I'm like, no, but
Rose Everdeen.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it felt like. And there was no volunteers.
Can you imagine how funny that would be if they call your name and someone else goes, I volunteer as tribute?
Oh, you know, that's pretty hilarious. Yeah.
Oh,
but yeah, made it out of jury duty, so we're good to go there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. Mm-hmm. Again, we don't know what we're doing for Christmas, but we'll try to keep everybody posted on Facebook or whatever. And we've got our movies lined up. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so we hope everybody has a really good holiday. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas, at least you have some time off. So
we wish you a Merry Christmas.
Yes, we do. And a happy new, well, no, we'll probably be on at some point before New Year's.
We do.
And yeah, so if you want to send us any feedback or anything, our email is damselsinDebate@gmail.com, or you can also leave it on our website, damselsinDebate.com, and you can stream our episodes there too. Mm-hmm. And you can also subscribe to us and rate and review us on iTunes and on Stitcher, and on Facebook and Twitter. Just look for Damsels in Debate. And again, we like any kind of feedback. It's always great to get that kind of stuff. So
even if you yell at us about Ant-Man and like, oh, it's DC,
yeah, if you want
to
drop some knowledge on us, that's great, because we don't really know too much about that stuff. But yeah, all right. So have a very, very happy holiday, everybody. From me and Vanessa.
Until next time. I don't know.